In my previous videos on Bill Gates, we've established that Bill comes from a very affluent family, as he's the great-grandson of the Seattle Federal Reserve on his mother's side. And his father, in addition to a career as a high-profile attorney with offices around the world, was on the board of Planned Parenthood. While most people associate Bill Gates with Microsoft, he's expanded his influence from technology to medicine to the food supply to government surveillance. And finally, we've demonstrated that while Bill Gates is a billionaire with the big bucks, he's also just a figurehead leading the technocracy charge into the future. And behind his power and influence from the very start has been the Bain Company, one of the big three management firms that has staffed, directed, and guided his initiatives beginning with Microsoft. And now they work directly with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So while Bill Gates is a perfect boogeyman, he's an even better frontman for a larger cabal at work. Some of his recent projects include attempts to block out the sun to fight climate change, releasing millions of GMO mosquitoes into Florida with the stated intention of eradicating mosquito-borne illnesses, financially backing a new infant formula we lovingly call Bill Gates Titty Milk. He's also making the push for everyone to eat lab-grown beef, alongside vaccine development, distribution, and testing those vaccines on the third world. And he does all this while financing news networks that report on his activity. And he drinks poop water. I didn't really know how to fit that in there, but poop water. He drinks poop water. And back in 2018, Bill Gates, who, by the way, is not a medical professional, nor is he an elected leader, ran a pandemic virus simulation which he projected would kill 33 million people if that simulation came to fruition. A year later, alongside the Johns Hopkins Center for Healthy Security, the Gates Foundation hosted Event 201 at the World Economic Forum in October of 2019. Event 201 was a high-level pandemic exercise that basically played out a pandemic with potentially catastrophic consequences, which then became what the Gates Foundation labeled Event 201, that would require cooperation between industries, governments, and key institutions. And on February 28, 2020, exactly a year ago from when I'm filming this, Bill Gates called the coronavirus the once-in-a-century pathogen we've all been worried about, as he sounded the alarm for world leaders to respond accordingly. Then COVID and lockdowns happened, small businesses went belly up, we're all being pressured to take a vaccine we don't want, and many of those vaccines were developed by companies that Bill Gates financed. People hate Bill Gates. No wonder he wants to censor the internet. In summary, Microsoft's coalition is probably just another attempt to censor information, not disinformation. It's opposition management. By the way, who monitors Microsoft and these other companies? Who makes sure that they're being held to any moral or ethical standards?